Every year we talk about the great racetrack success of the graduates from Gordon Cunningham's Curraghmore. Let's take a look at some select yearlings and see which are bound for elite racetrack success in coming years. It's been an incredible year again for Curraghmore, and you know, the athletes coming from your property and your operation are just outstanding. Of course, Snazzy Tavi leading the way, a dual Group 1 winner in recent months, referred to as the best horse in New Zealand by some in the New Zealand media. And what really impresses me the most, joining Kovalika and Ruthless Dame as the third Group 1 winner from the foal crop of that year. That's just outstanding.
We're absolutely thrilled to think that we're producing a consistent line of good horses, and I suppose the exciting thing about Snazzy Tavi is that she's so progressive, and all going well, she'll continue on flying our flag. But like so many of the horses that come off the farm, and equally many horses that are produced right around the farms in New Zealand, I know we're all very fortunate.
And it doesn't stop there. I mean, the 3-year-olds, of course, from a couple of years ago at Karaka, real class, winning the Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes only recently, and also second in the 8 Carat, Powers of Opal. Now, James McDonald said one of his biggest regrets of the Spring Carnival was that he thought she actually could have won the VRC Oaks, and of course she was second to a very good filly and second in the Wakeful. And others there, you know, Lilac, So Naive, Faraglione, there are so many representing Curraghmore right around Australasia.
Well, I suppose they're a great endorsement for the yearlings that you're going to see today, and the yearlings that we'll be taking to Karaka. But I just know that we're so fortunate, one, that we can breed our horses on a good farm, but also that when they depart, that they're going to get the best opportunity, and that's just a great credit to all the people who are associated with them thereafter, obviously including their trainers and all their connections.
Well, we start for 25 with lot 638 by Dundeal from Grace Augusta. Lovely colt by Dundeal. We know a champion racehorse and now a sire of sires. You're looking at Super Seth, Castelvecchio and more. The dams are half-sister to the Caulfield Guineas winner Mighty Boss, as well as multiple group winning 3-year-old Coast Watch and stakes place Shirley. And the third dam, a great influence, Love Volta. It's a wonderful pedigree and a lovely colt.
He's just a top colt. He's a mature colt. I haven't seen militarised in the flesh myself, but he gives me the impression that he's that sort of a similar colt physically. He comes from a high-class, tough family, and I think that suits Dundeal. He's just got a bit of toughness about him. I just think he's such an athletic colt with very, very good movement. He's sound, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see him certainly having a run at the back end of a 2-year-old, or maybe earlier, despite the fact that we sort of pigeonholed Dundeal as a 3-year-old and upward horse. So yeah, he's a very exciting colt regardless of his breed.
Lot 4, very early on in the sale, by Satono Aladdin, of course, a son of Deep Impact, who's doing a wonderful job at Rich Hill Stud. And the dam of this filly is If Perhaps, a mare by the great Not a Single Doubt. She's a 3/4 sister to Don't Doubt Mama. Third dam's the incredible influence, Joie de Nice. Doesn't get much better than that.
Well, I can tell you we've backed Satono Aladdin in a big way. We really feel he's one of the future sires of New Zealand, and this crop I think will prove that in time to come. But this filly just on the lawn this morning there, you've seen her, and really what she is, if she was a Danehill you'd believe it. And he obviously features in her blood. She's just a mature, high quality filly with loads of scope. And of course also you've seen Sunday Joy in the pedigree there further down, but she being by Sunday Silence, you could say that the cross of this great sire line has already worked with the family. She's early in the sale, but I'd be expecting her to have a lot of admiration and hopefully plenty of people going in to buy her.
Then we have filly lot 511 by Acrobat from Catch Your Idol. Of course, the first crop of yearlings for the speedy 2-year-old Acrobat. He's by Fastnet Rock from Hips Don't Lie. The dam is by Zabeel, and this is a 3/4 sister to Faraglione, the 5-time winner and multiple Group 1 and 2 place getter. The dam's had 4 to race, all winners, and it's the family of Alinda and Hit the Roof.
Well, I think this is a very exciting filly, but I must say that we've we gave Acrobat a big shot at being a good stallion. He was lightning quick himself. This filly, she might just be a real one for us. We admired her so much as a young foal, and she just continued to progress and develop. We're seriously looking forward to taking her to Karaka, and hopefully in a year or two seeing her on our honours board, but she's a very exciting filly.
Then is lot 168, a filly by Too Darn Hot from On the Ball. Of course, such a loss that Too Darn Hot hasn't returned to Australia after the incredible start he's had. But that just makes this year's yearling so special, doesn't it? And the Dams by So You Think, who's building a huge reputation as a broodmare sire. And On the Ball has already done the job with 2 from 2, including the Wellesley Stakes winner Archaic Smile and Road Cone. This is the Parlia Casino Prince family.
This is certainly one of the most exciting fillies in our draft. She's by the sire of the moment, but probably more than anything, it's just the way she's made and relative to her blood. It sounds like she's very consistent with the Dobawi sirline, but however, she's supremely athletic with it. And when you think of the family that this filly is from, she's already group related to a high-class Group 1 performer. To see her on the lawn this morning there, every morning she just loves to get out, lead the string out for their exercise, head down. She's just a real positive filly. She did it again on the lawn this morning there. She looks like pure speed to me, and we're pretty excited about her. It's important to note also that all of the good horses you've seen on this page were bred by her breeder Bob Emery. He's been a very successful breeder, and I'd be very hopeful that this filly will join the long list of good horses he's bred.
Lot 335 is a filly by Poisier, of course a champion New Zealand sire from Strata Cavallo. So of course this is a half sister to the very impressive Powers of Opal with John Sargent, who was placed in the Wakeful, and as I mentioned, second in the VRC Oaks, potentially could have finished closer or even won according to JMac. And of course Strata Cavallo herself was a New Zealand 1000 Guineas and Oaks runner-up herself.
Well, she's out of a top class mare, and she's now a half sister to a top class filly, and who might even be better than her mother. But looking at this filly on the lawn this morning, gosh, she's got all the attributes of a high class filly. A lovely mild filly, stands over a lot of ground, lots of scope. To look at her, she's quite incredible. To be honest, she's possibly one of the youngest horses in the book by date of birth, with a 25th of November date of birth, but you would never think it. She's got a level of maturity, and her mind is just exceptional. She loves her sale routine. She's got a lot of the attributes of a very good horse, and let's hope she can be.
And finally, lot 313 by Wootton Bassett from Soubrettes. What an incredible influence Wootton Bassett has been now that, of course, is being felt in the Southern Hemisphere too with his first 2-year-olds. And the Dams by the wonderful High Chaparral, a Group winner and Group 1 placed. She's had 3 to race, all winners, including the Grand Prix Stakes runner-up Toscanini, family of stars Satire, Zarzuela, Satin Shoes, a family that's had so much 2-year-old success in Australia.
Well, she comes from a very fast family, and with the indicators so far of Wootton Bassett's first crop here in the Southern Hemisphere, you'd have every confidence, or we can be pretty excited that it may well emulate what he's doing up north. I think this year alone he's started 10 individual black type 2-year-old winners, and you know, this filly comes from a family arguably superior than a number of his good progeny up north almost. So we'd be pretty excited about her. She's got a great mind, she's athletic, she comes from a mare that could gallop, and she's just another one from her farm and amongst her fillies that we'd have, a lot of confidence in going forward.
The draft for 2025, we've mentioned the recent Group 1 winners such as Snazzy Tavi, but others that you've had through the farm, Tafane, Unforgotten, Mighty Boss, First Seal, Carmelas. How do you see, I mean, you're such a great horseman and you can see the quality in these yearlings early. How does this draft for Curraghmore stack up against all those great horses?
I certainly think the draft we're offering has got serious potential. Don't ask me which are the good horses or which are the better horses. I'm honestly not too sure. What I do know is that if they're good enough for us to raise on the farm here, put our time and prepare for a yearling sale, then I know that they're good chances, regardless of their value, their eventual value in the sale ring. So we're pretty excited about them all, and just looking forward to Karaka in the next week or 10 days, and eventually see what they achieve on the racetrack. But hopefully we're talking about them again in the next year or two when you visit us again.